YouTube, welcome back to a card review with some replays as well. We're going to be taking a look at some of the things I've missed over the last couple of days, as well as some hot off-the-press exclusive new ritual support. First, let's begin with some semi-OG ritual support. Crazy to call Megalith OG at this point, but the most powerful broken tier 0 deck in all of NR format. Yeah, not something you would really expect, but Megalith is the most broken deck in NR, funnily enough. Let's see what else they've got here. And they've got a new full. Megalith full lock. It's full and Ock. Megalith Nortra full Ra. So I guess it's full with Ra? The stone one? They're all stone ones. 3700 level 12 ritual, by the way. And we've got a continuous spell. Megalith Anastasis. Alright. Let's have a look here. So Megalith is a deck focused primarily around ritual summoning lots of times, not just once. Cycling through all of the names so that you can get the appropriate fodder into your graveyard and set up so that you can basically dark hole your opponent. I believe actually the end board doesn't just pop monsters, it pops all cards. So you pop like 2 or 3 cards after you've summoned a bunch of times with the Megaliths. So it's 1-2 card combos featuring Megalith Fool, which is a quick ritual on the opponent's turn, is basically how this deck functions. So let's see how they've contributed to that amazingly cool and epic win condition. We have a level 4 Earth Rock here. You can ritual summon this with any Megalith card. Megaliths also, interestingly enough, don't use a spell. They all ritual summon with themselves. They activated monster effects, essentially. Goes to second effect once per turn. You can activate the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn in the same chain. You can activate the first and second effect of this card's name in the same chain. Okay. If it's ritual summoned, you can add a Megalith card from grave to hand during the main phase. Quick effect ritual summon. Very important. A Megalith ritual from your graveyard, except full lock, by tributing monsters from your hand and/or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of that monster, including this card on the field. So, I mean, that's just like objectively not as good as full, right? Because it summons from grave instead of deck. However, I'm fairly sure that this means that this makes the end guy who pops cards a non-once per... Because I think he's a soft once per turn, so I think you get to do the pop twice because of this. I'm pretty sure that this is what this is contributing to, so we'll see if the replay actually proves that. But I think that's what that does. Megalith Notra Full Ra, so this is the 12 here. You can ritual summon this with any Megalith card. Must be ritual summoned using only ritual monsters. Very specifically, only rituals, which is pretty simple, I guess, in Megalith. You can always first and second effect of this name each once per turn. You can reveal this card in your hand. What is it with revealing in rituals? Like, is that the only way that they can power create them? Just give them, like, real effects? Like, okay. Reveal this in your hand. Your opponent can activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your Megalith ritual effects for the rest of this turn. Okay, that is completely turbo broken. That is absolutely ludicrous. It doesn't even use itself. It just reveals and then stays in your hand, and then you ritual summon it, and then you pop all of their cards and they can't respond with Bal. I keep forgetting it. What's the name of the green one? The one that actually does the popping. Phaleg is the beat stick. It starts with a B. That guy, Bethor. Yes. That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. When your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, negate. Say the line. Say the line, Konami. Say the line. Quick effect, negate. Where you put activates a card effect, quick effect, negate, and if you do destroy, then if that effect targeted a card, you contribute a monster your opponent controls. Jesus Christ. So, not only is this a generic Omni negate, furthermore than just being an Omni negate, if the card that they negate is a card that targets, it also tributes a monster. So it is an Omni negate, which if it negates a targeting card, tributes a monster your opponent controls. Now, I assume it tributes for effect rather than cost or something, so it's not like a Kaiju, it's more like Nibiru. But basically, just instant spot removal and an Omni negate is broken. Non-targeting, can hit like a Dragoon, theoretically. Not that you'll be seeing a lot of him around, but yeah. Fucking crazy powerful boss monster. And I assume that this is contributing to summoning him alongside Bethor on your opponent's turn for that setup. Alright, let's see what this new card is. I assume it's consistency, right? Can use the first effect once per turn. Discard a card, cost and add a level 4 or lower, and 1 level 8 or higher Megalith from deck to hand. Kind of unfortunate that it's a cost, because it makes it very ashable. But in a way, it's also good that it's very ashable because it means they're not ashing your like Megalith effects to ritual summon from the deck. But it does just very much scream, please ash me. Ghost Ogre as well, I suppose, but that card isn't as powerful, or sorry, as popular. But yeah, it does also get ogred very easily. If you ritual summon a Megalith, you can activate one of its effects. You can only use the effects once per turn, draw 2, discard, or tribute a monster your opponent controls. Okay, so very much kind of fixated on the idea that it wants to tribute your opponent's monsters. I guess that's sort of maybe like the theme of rituals. But yeah, no. These 3 cards are absolutely crazy and phenomenal, and to tell you the truth, I'm not a Megalith expert, but based off of the vague recollection that I have of this deck, kind of custom card support. You've got consistency, you've got an endboard piece, you've got protection, and you've got probably more extension, right? This is kind of just everything you would want in support for your deck. So, very, very good cards. Let's see what this deck does. All right. Sent in by Twitch chat, so you know it's going to be powerful. It's a 2-card combo, any ritual and unformed. So as long as you can just get to Ophiel, we're going to go Ophiel effect, add Fool, activate Fool, ritual summon using itself here for the Fool. Fool tributes the Ophiel after adding it back with the Fool. It's going to ritual summon out of the deck here a Haggith. Haggith is going to get another unformed, overlaying up and... I'm being trolled. These are not Megalith combos. Okay, alright, well, I guess we'll see where it goes. What are you doing? 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 Okay, oh, wait, no, we are playing some of the Megalith. Okay, here's the new one. Alright, so this branded card sends a Herald, which gets a search, and then the Full Lock adds that back, and then we get a search from the deck here for the Chalice Slime. New chain here. We also get another search. Branga. Banishing to go into the Cross Sheep. Merrymaker effect in the grave. Add Springan Kit. Chalice Slime effect. Candle. Get a search here for an Incantation Inception. Full Lock brings back the Haggith. Not once per turn, by the way. Incantation for the Ophiel. Portal here. Plus the Haggith search. Ritual summoning out into another Haggith. Recycling this back to the hand here. Adding Anastasia. And then we are going to recycle back the Chalice Slime. King of the Feral Limbs. Alright. New Ritual deck. This is Ritual deck number 3. We're playing with a 2-card combo, by the way. This is just a 2-card combo. This is just Fool. This is just Fool. Okay. Alright. Getting the Unformed here. That's going to... Okay, now we're going to use the Mitsurugi card, tributing the King of the Feral Imps. We're going to get Ritual. Summoning this guy, send the Night Sword Serpent. Just plussing infinitely here. Okay, that's a fun card. Into the rank 5 with Ptolemaeus. Ptolemaeus is banned in TCG, right? I don't know, man. It's been so long. So none of this is competitive, by the way. None of this you will see in a real human game of Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? This is what you will see on the Farfa YouTube, like, highlights channel, okay? You will not see this in a real, like, living, breathing game. But it is funny. Mjolnir, okay, don't add Scythe. Although I think Scythe is banned across multiple formats by now. Giving your opponent Mjolnir... A Baoku... Okay, what have we ended on here? So, when your opponent activates the card effect, tribute a level 5 or higher Reptile, negate, destroy, banish this target, a Reptile, grab special, tribute another monster, you can use the effect once per turn. So, you cannot special monster until the end of the next turn, except artifacts. So, it's kind of like Gimmick puppet locking your opponent, basically, and then you've also ended on a board. Okay. Very funny. Does anyone have a real combo? Probably not. Alright, let's take a look at this. I guess we'll finish up with the rituals. So these are the new ones that just dropped. It looks fake. Like, this actually just looks fake. Ritual Pendulum. It's a level 1 Dark Fiend Ritual Pendulum, 300-300. Once per turn... During your main, ritual summon this card by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed 1. The pendulum effect to ritual summon itself, and then it ritual summons You can ritual summon this Miracle Raven. Must be ritual summon. The ritual summon is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. If you ritual summon exactly one ritual with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card you control can be used as the entire tribute. And if this card is tributed for a ritual summon, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand. This is just a crazy powerful, like, ritual generic card, right? Like, it just gives you fodder. Since you can use the entire tribute. But it still does need an initial tribute, right? In order to get it out the scale, you still have to tribute a monster. The thing is, tributing a monster is probably fine because it's level 1. So that can be anything. You could tribute an effect veiler. So what I'm thinking is, like, you're basically just tributing, like, your hand traps that are unusable or not being used for that turn. So you could just tribute your hand trap, summon this, and then you just get free tributes for whatever deck you're playing. So it seems good in that generic sense. You could also ritual summon with Ritual Raven. This ritual summon is unaffected by activated effects, so they can't even, like, I don't know, veiler it in response to your ritual spell. So that it no longer counts as the entire tribute, for example. And then when you tribute it, it just adds another monster. It replaces itself. So it seems like a solid card all round. Let's take a look here. We've got a link and we have a spell. I guess we'll start with the main deck. Normal spell, add a Fiend Ritual from deck to your hand. And if you added a Pendulum, you can special a Sacrificial Offering. Okay, well, I mean, that is just, like, that fixes the problem, was the initial ritual fodder. Okay? So it just gives you free fodder to ritual summon it. While you control that token, you can't special from the extra deck. So it doesn't even really extra deck lock you, because you're going to tribute the token. So then that does open up more plays that are not restricted to just ritual summoning. When your ritual monster inflicts battle damage, you can banish them, grave, and draw one. You can only effect once with. Okay, so just my little bonus effect there. I don't know how really relevant that is, but just a ritual spell. It's like pre-prep on crack, really. It ritual summons this. It searches this, gives you the fodder for it immediately. This just ritual summons, searches a ritual you need. It's absolutely crazy. This mega loses to Droll, though. Yeah, cards do lose to cards. That's a good point. Thank you for your insight, Twitch chat. All right, Link monster here. We've got a Light Cyburst. That's positive. Great, love that. All right, 2 monsters with different types and attributes. Pretty generic. If a ritual monster does points to attacks the event special monster and like piercing, sure. Because you have flying fight once per turn. Reveal a ritual monster in your hand. Add a ritual monster with different type and attribute from your deck to your hand. If you ritual summon, except during the damage step, target one face-up card you put controls return it to the hand. Okay, this is fine. It's not incredible. Little bonus piercing damage. But the most relevant aspect of this is that you use it to bounce cards when you ritual summon. So if you put this onto the field and then you even just ritual summon this little guy, it will, in fact, just bounce a card in the process. It's really cool as well because it's generic. It doesn't need ritual monsters. Just any 2 monsters, really, with different types and attributes. So they have to be completely different from each other, right? You can't use 2 darks that are Winged Beast and Earth, for example, right? Winged Beast and Fiend or whatever. They have to be different type and different attribute. Like, completely unique from each other. Nothing in common in terms of attribute and type, right? Reading, etc. And then we've got, I guess we could read some comments here. Literal Nouvelle support. Cards are fun, especially with Link 2, but different types and attributes is stupid. It requires too much to take advantage of those effects. Those cards are not starters or main searchers. Doesn't resolve the problem of ritual decks. And Voiceless Voice doesn't even need those cards. I've read this several times, and I'm not sure what the point of using them would be or what would be boosted by them. Maybe Ashland to tutor things using the Raven? Smarter people know what this does. This is batshit cracked for Nouvelle. Nouvelle is the deck we were looking for support for. All right. And let's take a look at the new World Premiere TCG thing here. So I haven't read these cards yet. I haven't heard anything crazy positive about them. So they're probably just fine. Which is probably where I expected these cards to be. In terms of World Premiere support. But then again, Mitsurugi was absolutely broken. Well, it's the first wave. How many times do we got to teach this lesson to you, old man? How many times do we got to teach you this lesson, old man? God, bro, trust me. The first wave, it's solid, bro. The first wave is solid, bro. Give it another wave, bro. Do you guys remember Ashen Copium? Huh? Do you remember the Ashen Copium? I'm sure there's been millions of examples. I can't even think off the top of my head right now. But it just feels like every single archetype world premiere that we get in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's always like, bro, the first wave, it's really good, bro. It's fine. It's just solid. It just needs another wave of support and it'll be there. Trust me. Okay, so let's read the extra deck last. And see what this is here. So this is a lot of cards, by the way. Like, this is 3 main deck monsters. So don't sit in here and tell me first wave, bro. Trust me. If you get 3 main deck cards, that should be a very functioning deck already. Just look at Mitsurugi, okay? Just first few cards, we're good. Off the bat. All right. This is Ritual Beast Gaio Driller. Level 3 Earth Machine. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monster control are RBs, special. You can only special summon it once per turn during the main phase. If this card is linked to an RB link, quick effect, pay 5, target monster your opponent controls, destroy both that and this. This card is linked to an RB. Okay. Not really one card comboing this, right? You need to very specifically already have the link. 3 on the field? 3? Okay, there is a link 2, to be fair. Okay, there is a link 2 at least. So you already need to make the link 2, then you can summon this, then you can pop a card. Seems very, you know, uneconomical, but sure. Then we've got Cutter, level 4. If you control no face-ups or only other face-ups are RB, special summon this. You can only special summon it once per turn this way. When your opponent's spell, trap, or effect is activated, and this is linked to an RB, pay 7, destroy this, and if you do negate, and if you do destroy that card, you can only effect once per turn. Yay, quick effect negate. Okay, so it sounds like this deck wants to just be... Sounds like you want to just link these cards to your opponent's to this guy and then pass, basically. Main deck, Valkan Rocket Machine. 10-10, if you control no face-up, special summon, same as the other ones. If this is linked to an RB, pay 1,000, target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So this card, and if you do, also this card, and if you do, inflict 500 to your opponent for each card destroyed. Really feels like this deck wants to go second, doesn't it? How are you summoning these link monsters? That's the problem. This is 3 main deck monsters, and none of these are helping contribute to link summoning them. Not promising so far. I'll read the spells first, then I'll read the extra deck. Field spell. When this card is activated, add a Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand, except Ritual Beast Funk Dock. You summon a monster your opponent controls a battle card effect, gain life. If a face-up RB leaves the field by card effect, except during the damage step, so itself, basically. Special RB from your deck, it was once per turn. That's really good. I do actually like that. That's a cool gimmick. So, you know, you like special this, you pop 2 cards and itself, and then it leaves the field, and then it just floats into, like, another disruption type of thing. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's not bad. That's also not once per turn. Okay, that's a good card. This is a good. I feel like it's a habit with the world premiere decks to have like really good field spells, but not much else. Normal spell. We got Stage Landing. Special a Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck. Okay, I see. Special a Ritual Beast from your extra deck with a different name than the cards you control. If an RB control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you banish this instead. You cannot special extra deck with the turn you activate this, except machines with 15 or less original attack. The turn you activate this... Wait, hold on. So, how big is this? 15? Okay, good. No once per turn, by the way. Wow. Now, the problem is... How do you get this card? So, you got 3 field spell, you got 3 of this... But none of these cards help you get there. Well, I mean, to be fair, you just normal then special, and then you link into this second one, I guess, because it says... the link to it says if this card is link summoned, add an RB spell. So that's good. If this is in the EMZ, special an RB from your hand of grave in defense, then you can move this card control to another of your main mode. That's really good. Okay, that's good. Count special from the extra for the rest of the turn, except machines with 15 or less. Okay, no, that is really cool. So, the only downside... Well... Okay, there's a couple of downsides that I'm seeing. So, initially, my impression of this deck is that it's very uneconomical. It isn't really using its cards, like, very advantageously and in a sort of plussing manner. Because these main deck monsters don't really gain much when you link them off, which is kind of what, like, you have to do, right? Assuming you don't just open the spell, you're going to have to put just special summon 2 of these, which is fine. It's easy to do. So, you're going to have to normal 1 or just special both of them. Link into the 2. But this is good because the Link 2 is really strong. It just adds a spell from deck to your hand. I assume it adds the field spell, right? Any RB spell, a field spell is a spell, yes. So you just special summon 2 bodies, make the Link 2. The Link 2 adds the spell that gets the actual main deck spell, and then it moves itself. That's the really cool thing about this, is that it moves itself. So it gives you room to then summon out the Link 3. So the win condition of this deck is quite easy to see. It's limiting in that it restricts you from special summoning basically anything for that turn. So that is probably what this deck's downfall is going to be. But it's not like unplayable, and it doesn't seem to be confused with its design. It's decent. It isn't bad. Link 3, let's have a look here. The Brute Blues, level Link 3 wind wind machine. Okay, left, bottom, right. 2+ machines. Generic. Gains a falling effect with this card points to an RB. Gains attack equals the total original attack of the RBs it points to. Second attack can't be destroyed by battle card effects, and during your main you can add an RB card from deck to the hand. I don't think this is too bad. Listen, I've been listening to the pipeline and paying attention to the good news out there in the world, and people have been telling me the deck is terrible, it's garbage, but this is like fine. It's not awful. And I don't want to be one of those, bro, trust me, wave 1 has potential. Look, trust me, you just gotta wait till wave 2. You have to believe me, wave 2 is when the deck gets crazy. But honestly, I'm not even joking. This deck has stuff here. Every card is relevant. It isn't just like, this is maybe a one-of. Like, clearly you're supposed to play all of these cards at 3. There isn't a single card here that you would play at less than 3 copies. You need all of them. You want to play 3 spells, 3 field. You want to play all of the main deck guys. They have tools for going first. They have tools for going second. They're bodies that special summon themselves. It seems fairly consistent and easy to get into these Link monsters. If they stop your Link monsters, you can activate the second cards. The other cards are not once per turn, except the activation of the field spell. But the other effect of the field spell is not once per turn. Like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking this deck seems like it's got some teeth behind it. We'll see. TCG decks tend to be TCG decks. It's not Ashened. The good news is it's not Ashened. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this deck, and I'll see you in the new card highlight some other time. Bye-bye.